Hi, my name is Sofia Bernal, and welcome to my creative critical reflection. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about me and Juan's film, My Girl. So to talk a little bit about the film, it basically starts with a back and forth shots of a groom and a bride getting ready to get married. It all starts in black and white, and it's basically just shots of putting makeup on, doing hair, putting their clothes on, putting shoes on, etc. Obviously getting ready for their big day. At the end of the film, the film switches from black and white to color in an abrupt switch, and the groom has blood on his hands, and the officiant and bride is nowhere to be seen. And then to talk a little bit about how I landed on this idea, I first came about this idea by listening to many different types of music on Spotify and imagining what the song looked or felt like. The song My Girl by The Temptations had the strongest plot in my head, so me and my partner decided to develop the idea further. Moving into my first question, how does your product use or challenge conventions, and how does it represent social groups or issues? So I believe that my film utilizes the conventions of a 1960s black and white romance through the costuming, camera shots and angles, color grading, mise-en-scene, and music. It represents the stereotype of a couple in the 60s, especially exploring topics of the 20th century gender roles, such as male dominance and women's purity, through a black and white, genre hybrid, horror and romance film. Moving on to my second question, how does your product engage with audiences, and how would it be distributed as a real media text? My product engages with audiences through close-ups and intimate shots that audiences can relate to. I thought it was very important for the audience to basically see themselves in the characters that are being portrayed in the film. So it's basically what your morning routine would consist of, just a basic, simple morning routine. I didn't do anything crazy for the bride, same with the groom. I wanted to feel very intimate and very private. Facial expressions of both characters also engage the audience and lead to questioning the motives of each character. I thought that's also very important in the film because you always want your viewers or your audience to ask questions about what's going to happen next and to kind of be on their toes or on the edge of their seat watching your film. So I wanted to have two very contrasting expressions and emotions throughout the film so people would really question, why is one person happy? Why is it one person not? On a day that's supposed to stereotypically be very, very happy for couples. I believe that this film will be distributed to either movie theaters or through a streaming platform such as Netflix, Hulu, HBO Max, etc. My third question is, how did your production skills develop throughout this project? I think my production skills really improved in this project. Since it was only 2 minutes, it was important that I made every frame count. I had to make sure everything in the scene would portray the emotions I wanted to convey. And to speak a little bit more about the 2 minutes, it was very, very hard for me to cut it down because I felt that every frame and every second that I filmed or that I originally wanted to put were very, very important in developing the story and really conveying the idea that I wanted to convey. So that was the most challenging part for me, was still being able to navigate and still being able to make the film effective while cutting it down to those 2 minutes. And my production skills also developed because I feel like I used a lot of my personal style of filmmaking, but I also took on a lot of different styles. I sort of challenged a lot of the conventions, especially like rule of thirds and stuff like that. I feel like I did a lot of central framing, which made the piece a lot more intimate and private in my opinion. And then the last question is, how did you integrate technologies such as software, hardware, and online in this project? So I used an iPhone 13 and an iPhone 13 Pro to film. I used a Victorola record player for the opening scene. I got the music video from a YouTube video of My Girl by Temptations on vinyl. So it's basically just somebody uploaded a video of the vinyl playing on their record player, and I used it to make it sound like that authentic vinyl scratchy record sound. And then to edit, I used Premiere Pro on my MacBook Pro.